Millie Weaver reporting for Infowars.com. So, here's what's going down today. The Austin International Drag Festival. So you have all these headliners. You have Poo Poo Platter, May See Some Cocks, Eaton Johnson. I mean, I'll let you figure that one out on your own. And then E. So I came across E, and that's one of the headliners. And that looks like a boy dressed as a woman in drag. We've even recently seen Lactatia, the 8-year-old boy whose parents allow him to dress in drag so he can be paraded around at drag festivals.
I'm gonna find out who's lactating today.
I am a lactator, honey.
Drag is an all ages thing. Drag should be an all ages thing, and some people consider it provocative. It's not inappropriate, but it's not something that parents should be afraid of if their kids do,
so that the liberals can thus promote children should be encouraged to transition to whatever sexuality they want, even though we're finding out that there are complications associated, such as the hormones causing the boys to have penises that are stunted.
There's definitely been a lot of complications in terms of the bottom surgery because I've been on the hormone blockers, and basically I haven't had a lot of development. So we're, debating if I have enough material to work with. It's all this weird stuff.
You're finding kids then decide later on, actually, I don't want to transition, and then they have to go through a whole reversal process. It's just a freaking disaster. We've also seen public libraries holding drag storytelling time.
Drag Queen Story Hour is fantastic because it addresses all of these issues of gender fluidity.
Where children are brought to the library to then have a drag queen read them a story, thus normalizing and promoting this drag fetish culture to young children.
There aren't a lot of kid drag queens. They're considered inappropriate, but inappropriate just means that you look good. I'm 8 years old, get it right.
But do they really need to be being paraded around and given this knowledge into a taboo fetish-like culture at such a young age? That seems like a topic for kids that are much older. We're talking teenagers and even young adults, not for young school children. And when you start reading throughout their event festival page, it says several times that all ages are welcome. It's an all ages event. You have this overly raunchy, sexualized drag festival. People coming can buy hotel rooms. It's in a hotel. How easy would that be to engage in prostitution?
I was kind of waiting for a pet parade to happen in the back. Like all these pets are adoptable. You could have the queens go right now. All these queens are for adoption. Yeah.
But also the fact that you have kids going to this. So we're going to go undercover. I'm going to gear up and dress up as Rainbow Snatch. And I'm about to go to the 2017 Austin International Drag Festival. This is obviously mature content, and if mature adults want to engage in this behavior and in these activities, that's their right. But when you start dragging kids into this type of culture, taboo activity, that's when it becomes an issue.
Just step up here. You're young and spry. Yes. Show it up. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what your children will be wearing in the future. Yes, this is amazing.
I brought my ring too. I just left it in my other pants.
That's as racy as I'm gonna go. Racy as I'm kidding. I'm totally gonna go racier than that. How many days does it take to run a cable under the stage? Apparently more than 2.
She had just dropped in for campus. Big guys with a smoking campus. Well, she ain't fly in on a bubble butt. She a 10 with a bubble butt.
Teach the children. Teach the children. Whew, I'm all about education. I actually do story time with drag queens in Chicago. Right? Yes, family programming. Love it, yes. If all of the children in the audience could plug their ears, because I'm just kidding. Trump's our president, we can say whatever we want. Please welcome to the stage, Cunty Hornet! Ladies and gentlemen, Cunty Hornet, one more time.
I married a boy who'd rather be a girl, but he never curls my toes for me like a boy should do a girl. He's stacked like a boy, but in the boudoir he don't attack.
You had little boys dressed in drag at this event, and they were watching and participating in what most people would consider mature content. Now, what was most disturbing of all is the main act that closed out before this intermission was that of a young child.
Please welcome to the stage the wonderful, the amazing, the dragnificent E.
E was the performer's name, the youngest drag queen around. That's how they announced him. And he, she, whatever, was rolling around on the ground, jumping around, performing. And essentially the format was to dance around seductively, remove some articles of clothing even, and people give you money, throw dollars at you, like what you would see at a strip club. And this is really disturbing because it's grooming children so that when they become adults, it's all natural and part of it.
You are amazing, and you keep doing you. I'm presenting you with your very own drag pride flag.
Give it up!
It's kind of creepy because it reminds me of when you see those creepy toddler and tiaras performances where you have these beauty queens and it already seems like the children are being sexually exploited. But now you have young little boys dressed in drag performing on stage in front of a bunch of adults, most of them men. Okay, there were a lot of like regular looking men that loved to flirt with the drag queens and throw dollars at them and wink at them and throw kisses at them. They essentially looked like Johns, if you ask me. But they're dancing around in front of these men for this taboo fetish, and you've got little kids doing it, little kids being drugged into this culture. You know, if you're an adult and you want to participate in this fetish, you want to dress up in drag, you want to subscribe to this culture, that's perfectly fine, but you cross the line when you start dragging children into the middle of it.
Come on, oh there, go pick your cabbage, baby, pick your cabbage.
They should leave these children alone and let them develop their sexuality on their own in their own time and not be forcing these weird taboo fetishes on them.
Thousands of years ago, there was a basic form of chivalry. Our ancestors would hear the drums of war, giving the warriors of the tribe a chance to organize and prepare a defense. 60 years ago, when foreign air forces were approaching filled with bombs, they had drums of their own, air raid sirens. But in the 21st century, there are silent weapons for quiet war. Pathogens added to the food and water, and to the lining of plastics that destroy our vitality, turn off our hormones, and accelerate our journey towards death. I personally counter this onslaught with Anthroplex. Anthroplex is designed with known organic concentrated herbs to create the basic foundation to normal metabolic activity inside the human body. Discover why Anthroplex is turning so many heads today. It's time for us to take our bodies back into our own hands, and it starts at InfoWarsLife.com with Anthroplex.